Good afternoon to all. Myself Shasana, and today we are going to continue on the topic sorting of materials according to the solubility. So in my previous video it was just accidentally closed and that's why we can't continue on that video. So let's continue in this video. So in my previous video we had learned till saturated solutions and many more. In this video we are just going to continue on that topic, and we are now going to see how does the heat effect give effect to the solubility of any solvent. So now let's continue on this. So in my previous video we had just done some experiments, and you can also go through that video by clicking on the I button at the corner. Now let me show you that experiment. Here we had here we had just mixed this rice grain into a glass of water, and here in another glass of water we had just mixed salt, and in another glass of water, it's very interesting to see, we had mixed oil. And now do you know that in my previous video I had already told you that the oil doesn't get dissolved in water. And now let's see here one thing very interesting. Can you see how interesting it is? Like the crystals. I can't believe that the oil is a liquid. How it is doing, wow. Can you see this, how it is doing? Like the balls of oil is just coming down and roaming around and also sticking to the spoon here. Okay, so now let's see how does heat affect the solubility. What do you mean by solubility first? The solubility is the maximum amount of solute which can be dissolved in the given solvent. That simply means that if I will take this glass of water with the salt dissolved in it, and as you can see, let's say that after the 3 spoons of salt, this water stops the salt to dissolve in it, or we can say that the salt starts settling down after the 3 spoons of the salt. Let me explain you. So let's say that we had taken 3 spoons of salt and then we had mixed it. So it is fully mixed. But when we take another spoon, what happens is that salt starts settling down. That means it is not dissolving. So that means that the solubility of this water is basically, yes, 3 spoons of salt. So that's the solubility, in which if you will add after the solubility level, so what will happen, that solid is going to settle down, or you can say up if it is lighter as the oil, because oil is floating as you can see here. So now, do you know that we can heat the water? This is basically a saturated solution in which the salt is just settling down, and when we heat this water, what will happen? These salt which is just settled down will dissolve in water, or the heat increases the solubility. So now let's just understand why it is happening. Okay, so for understanding this, let me draw a glass here. Let's say that this is the glass of water. Okay, and now when we heat, okay, let me just represent the water molecule first. The black represents the water molecule, and the blue here represents the salt molecule. Okay, now here we can see this is the glass of water, and here these are the molecules. Now for understanding this, let's make it a little simpler. So what happens is that in all the things, these molecules are basically a little excited. In the solids, they are very little excited and they move just a little bit. Why is that? That's because there is a force acting between them. And in the liquid, that force is a little, weaker, and that's why the molecules are excited too much, not more than the gas. Basically, the molecules of the water are, or any liquid, in that the molecules are a little bit more excited as compared to the solid, and they move a little bit more. And when it comes to the gases, the molecules are just too much excited. That means that they can move anywhere. The force acting between them is very, very weaker, or the weakest. Now, in the liquid or in anything, when we add heat, the excitement of the molecules get, you can say, higher and higher. So that means that when we heat water or any liquid else, let's talk about the water right now. So when we heat the water, what happens is that the force acting between the molecules get weaker and because of that there is a lot space between the molecules. Yes, when there is many space between the molecules, then the many salts can now, not many salts, I can't use many, you can say the solubility of the water get increased, right? That's because now this glass of water can dissolve more salt. Yes. Now, so that means that, let's represent this as the salt, blue dot as the salt. So these salt molecules just occupy the space, right, like this. They occupy the space between the water molecules, and that's why the level of the water doesn't increase. So I hope that it is clear. So now if you want to learn more about this, I had just talked about this whole topic in detail in my previous video. So I think that you should watch that video, and I had also given you the link. If you couldn't find that link here, so you can just go through that video by clicking on the link which is given in the description. So thank you for watching this video and have a cheerful day ahead. If you want any improvement in me, so you can comment it in the comment box. Thank you.